One of the most all-time popular commanders can now be played on Brawl on Arena. That's right, it's Breya, Etherium Shaper, and she is pretty darn good with artifacts. Let's go. Welcome to the Attic Manadad here. This is the channel where we play what's good in Magic, mostly on Arena. As I record this, there is a midweek Magic Brawl event happening, but even if it's not still happening by the time you watch this video, still going to be fun to play Breya. With the release of Modern Horizons 3, we're getting a bunch of these classic commanders. I'm going to hopefully be making videos of a bunch of them, so hit that subscribe if you like to see what these commanders can do on Arena. And maybe you're not maybe you're not familiar with Breya. So let's go through Breya and what she does and what the deck does, which I think you'll enjoy because Breya does a lot. And then if you stick around, you'll see Breya in action, and you'll get to see just how much Breya does. This is why Breya is one of the most popular commanders, first of all. 4 colors, everything but green, so none of that busted green commander stuff. But we got everything else. She's an artifact creature. She's a human. She makes 2 1/1 blue Thopter artifacts when she comes into play. So immediate value, 4 mana, 4/4, brings 2 more rectangles with her. Then for 2 mana, sacrifice 2 artifacts. So you can sacrifice the Thopters, or as you're going to see, we can make a lot of other artifacts with other cards in this deck. So we got some fuel for Breya's little abilities. And we got 3 abilities. We got deal 3 damage to target player or planeswalker. So once we get up enough artifacts, we can just burn people out. Very simple. Target creature gets -4/-4 until end of turn. That takes care of a lot of commanders. So save up for Breya, 6 mana. They got their commander down. Drop Breya, ice their commander. You've still got Breya there. You can just keep going. Or gain 5 life in a pinch. Probably not going to use that as much, but we could start sacking artifacts for life just to try and squeak through a tight game. Okay, so as you can imagine, Breya likes artifacts. They're Thopter synergies because Breya is making 2 1/1 blue Thopters. So what are we going to do? We're going to have artifact value creatures like Esper Sentinel. We got Mandibular Kite, which is a new one from Modern Horizons 3. It's just a 1/1 flyer, but of course going to leave behind the equipment, which is nice. Portable Hole, artifact-based removal. Spyglass Siren brings an artifact with it. Strict Serenade, I just thought this was fun. Counter an artifact creature or planeswalker spell. So 1 blue mana, get their commander, turn it into a 2/2 blue bird, which we don't care as much about, although it does kind of block our 1/1 Thopters, so that's a little bit of a non-bow potentially, but I don't think we'll care that much. We got Etherium Pteramander. Here's another new one. 1/1 flying can block only creatures with flying, and then for a crap ton of mana it adapts 4, but the mana is less for each artifact we control, which, as you can see, like, is Imskir Iron Eater, a 5/5 affinity for artifacts, often just black-red. So you'll see, when we draw something like this that has affinity for artifacts, it's going to be super cheap. Thought Monitor, such and such. This is not a budget deck. I do have lots of budget Brawl decks. You can check the playlist for Brawl or the budget playlist to find some of those. But we're kind of maxing out what Breya can do here on Arena. And this account that I have has a lot of stuff. We got the Retrofitter Foundry. We're going to be able to turn the Thopters into 4/4 creatures, which is nice. Just a little bit of beef upgrade if we need it. Astral Cornucopia is a nice artifact ramp. Once we get up to 6 mana, it can tap for 2. It starts getting out of control. Prismatic Ending is new now on Arena. Just because we're a 4-color deck, I thought that would be fun to throw in here. All That Glitters. Machiko's Reign of Truth. We got stuff that's going to buff for the number of artifacts. I believe we've got Nettle Cyst somewhere. Where is it? Oh yeah, it's a 3 mana card. Living Weapon. Equipped creature gets +1/+1 for each artifact and or enchantment you control. And we do have some enchantments. We've got stuff like Planar Disruption. It's just going to freeze down a commander. Skrelv's Hive, which is going to make artifact tokens every turn. Spring-Loaded Saw Blades. Again, not playing necessarily the CEDH version of this deck, but playing some fun stuff like this, that artifact-based removal. We do have most of the time I make a Brawl deck on this channel, I don't use the alchemy cards. I keep it paper legal, but we had to run Emporium Thopterist, make an Ornithopter every turn. And it's going to give our little Thopthops +2/+0. So that's pretty good. In Soul Artifact, we are running all of the Modern Horizons indestructible artifact lands. So stuff that turns our artifacts into creatures. We can have an indestructible 5/5 for 2 mana, or we could have an indestructible 5/4 for 3 mana. A new card here, Marionette Apprentice. It's like the Marionette Master's Apprentice here, 1/2 Fabricate. And whenever another creature or artifact is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, and guess what? We're probably going to be sacking some artifacts most games. Then each opponent loses 1 life. So can become very quickly an aristocrats deck. Got Scrapwork Mutt just to get some value here. Can, unearth, and then we can sack it to Breya. Foundry Beetle is another alchemy card you might not be familiar with. So it's a 2/2 first strike. It gives the equipped creature first strike, and at the beginning of your upkeep, a random artifact card in your hand perpetually gains. This spell costs 1 less to cast. So it's going to make stuff in our hand cheaper, but not stuff like this that costs colored pips. A 1/3 flyer. Going to give legendary permanence ward 2, which can be nice because Breya is a big target, and she does die to artifact removal in addition to creature removal. Got Enthusiastic Mechanaut. It's going to make our artifacts cost less as well. Cranial Ram is a new one here. Banned in Pauper already. Living Weapon, so it comes down as a 1/1 on an empty board, but of course, once we've got artifacts, it's plus X +1, where X is the number of artifacts, so it counts itself. It's at least +1/+1. Throw it on one of these Thopters, they're hitting in for 7, 8 damage, depending on how many artifacts we've gotten down. Of course, you're going to run a bunch of artifact ramp, Cold Steel Heart, Golden Egg, Guardian Idol, Guild Globe, Mere Convert, Ornithopter of Paradise, the Iron Crag. Threw in White Sun's Twilight as a board wipe. Should probably be over in the higher cost things, just because it's going to make a ton of little mites. So we can wipe the board, drop it Breya next turn, hit with a bunch of mites, sack a bunch of mites. Opponent's probably dead at that point, but if not, drop a Tempered Steel, and they'll be dead the next turn. Emery, Forensic Gadgeteer is another relatively new one. Whenever you cast an artifact spell, you investigate. It's going to make another artifact. And activated abilities of artifacts cost 1 less to activate. So it's kind of a card draw spell because all those clues that it's making are going to be 1 mana. Sai is going to make Thopters whenever we cast an artifact spell, which is going to be a lot. Simulacrum Synthesizer is, I don't know if you saw the Saffron Olive deck that he did with the Affinity and Timeless, but could be kind of busted in an all artifact deck like this one. Just making Karnstructs every turn easily 11/11, 12/12, and it comes, just as a bonus when you cast something like Breya's Apprentice. This is another artifact sacrifice outlet. We can use it for impulsive card draw or to give creatures a boost, and it comes with a Thop. Chrome Courier is a Thopter, and when it enters, we reveal the top 2 cards. We can put 1 into the hand, 1 into the graveyard, and if we put the artifact into the hand, we're going to get some life, so that's cool. Here's another really kind of random guy. Not many decks where you can play Yan Jansen Chaos Crafter. It's a 3/3 haste. Lets us turn an artifact creature into 2 treasures, or a non-creature artifact into 2 1/1 artifact creatures. So just a little value guy. Alloy Mirror. More artifact ramp. Ashnod's Altar, of course. We don't mind sacrificing our little creature artifacts and ramping us further. Foundry Inspector. Some more ramp on an artifact body. Celestis. This is the 3 mana rock I chose. You could pick another one. We know that's good value. Here's another one you don't see every day. Padim, Consul of Innovation. Artifacts you control have hexproof, so that will include our commander, which will be nice. And if you control the artifact with the highest mana value or tied for the highest mana value, draw a card. So I think that's often going to be us since we have so many artifacts. Phyrexian Metamorph. Refurbished Familiar is another new one here. 2/1 affinity for artifacts, going to make an opponent discard a card unless they're empty-handed, in which case we draw a card. So we're always up a card. It's always a 2 for 1, and it's going to be 1 black mana most of the time. Urza, Prince of Krug, just another tempered steel, kind of. We can create tokens that are copies of artifacts we control, just for value. Joyra for card draw, because of course artifacts are historic spells, so whenever we cast one, we're going to draw a card. Karn, Scion of Urza, going to make some more Karnstructs. And Solemn Simulacrum, of course, artifact-based ramp. Wormcoil Engine, I mean, you could go even more at the top end here, but I just had to make cuts. They're just a bajillion fun cards to play with Breya, and I think that's probably one of the reasons she's been historically a very popular commander and continues to endure as a popular commander. Just, you know, throw in your favorite artifacts, everything but green, and go to town. You could do a bunch of mana rocks and the untapping thing. You could do all kinds of stuff. Combo. You can do Thopter Tribal. You can do Aristocrats. We've got a little bit of everything in here, but mostly just focusing on the artifact synergies. And then in the mana base, as I mentioned, we've got the indestructible lands. I don't think there's that much that's exciting. This land, of course, can make maps. So I threw that in. We've got some new fetch lands now coming in right before Modern Horizons 3. So we have the full set of fetch lands now on Arena. So I've got stuff like Elegant Parlor that you can fetch with that to get a Surveil. Things of that nature. Thran Portal is alchemized here, but just another 5-color land. Prismatic Vista now we have on Arena, and another 5-color, potential 5 colors that we can fetch with that. So stuff like Mirex has got some nice synergies making the Might tokens when we got nothing better to do. So that is Breya. Stick around, hit subscribe if you like this kind of thing, and we will see Breya in action.
Hold up, partner. It's me, Tinybones. Yes, that's my real name, not just my wife's nickname for me. As a skeleton thief, I'm always looking for a steal. Did you know that memberships on this channel cost the absolute minimum that YouTube allows? And you get access to videos early, which means you can steal deck ideas from the card sharps before their stagecoach even gets to town. Yeehaw! Some of the card sharps around these parts are so sharp, they're sharper than my adorable little baby teeth. Oh, so tiny. The really sharp ones are using the affiliate link in the description to buy the cards they like at suspiciously low prices. That video description has all kinds of loot. Too bad I never learned to read. Kids, don't grow up to be like me, Tinybones, living a life of crime and having no eyeballs. If only I growed up with a mana dad who always had a wrap up at the end of the video with surprising and useful information. Then they would call me Smartybones. Don't be like me, Tinybones. Be like a smarter, less tiny me, with eyeballs and a brain and such, and a plan for what to do with considerably more jewelry than my tiny little arms can lift. Oh, I'm late to rob a graveyard. Adios!
Up against Atraxa Praetor's voice. 4-color commander versus 4-color commander. Ooh, we got Fomori Vault, which is not that exciting here. I think we want to just try to find a hand with a little bit more land to it. This could be fun. Tempered Steel could be a lot of fun with some cheap artifacts. Let's go for it. We have to play a tap land at some point. Probably next turn. Portable Hole, anything truly egregious. Okay, we've got the Master Apprentice, or the Marionette Apprentice. I kind of like the idea of running out sooner rather than later. Get blue-black, because we have red-white in hand. We're to get Watery Grave and not Undercity Sewers. Would you like to crack your Misty Rainforest, opponent? Beautiful card. They would. They fetch what? Flying Vigilance, Death Touch, Lifelink. We would definitely need a spring-loaded. Oh, wait, no, that spring-loaded Sawblade's not going to do much because it's never going to tap with Vigilance. Interesting. They wanted to Strix Serenade. The Marionette Apprentice. Opponent is thinking ahead. Well, if we play Rustvale Bridge, we can't play Tempered Steel. If we play Arid Mesa, we can play Tempered Steel, but potentially not play Breya. I kind of like playing Tempered Steel here. Let's do it. I'm just going to get a Plains. We might need our life in this matchup. Okay. What is all counter spells and removal, maybe? Find out. So play this. This will be adapt 6. A couple more. What is a serious control deck? We'll play Esper Sentinel pre-combat. Probably going to take a counter spell. When it sacrifices a creature planeswalker with the highest mana value among creatures or planeswalkers they control. They'd rather get rid of the Terramander? They spent 3 mana to kill our 1-drop? You do you, opponent. But you are at 13. We haven't seen anything worth proliferating on. Oh, Brooker's Ascendancy, though. Or if they have a board wipe or something. They've got something instant speed. Well, let's try with just the 2/2, just in case it's some kind of flash creature. Okay. Play Karn. Keep the pressure on. The Island Cycle Lorien. They're playing around our removal. The secret is we don't have good removal. Not for their commander. Not currently in hand. And they Cyclonic Rift the Tempered Steel. Weird. We could do card draw, or if we could just do a Karnstruct. Let's do a Karnstruct, keep the pressure on here. Cameo, lets us draw a card. Thank you very much.
Phyrexia's victory will be etched into the flesh of the conqueror.
Tap down that, and we get to draw a card. Bloodstained Mire. We could play Breya and just take out Cameo. Tempered Steel, we can take Cameo down to 1. Activate. What do we want to get? If we're playing Breya, we want an untapped land. I feel like opponent wants us to play Breya though. Let's get a Surveil land. Hi, Master Thopterus, that could be pretty good. And I think we'll just plus. Give us the refurbished familiar. Thank you very much. Wondering how much I should commit to the board. Feels like opponent might have a board wipe here. I think we need to knock down Tamio.
Metal is stronger than flesh.
What you got, opponent? Keep our 7/7 locked down. Play Atraxa. Go proliferating. Alright, well, they do have mana up for a counterspell for Breya. I feel like we've got to try it, right? Vigilance, Death Touch, Lifelink. Gotta go for it. Maybe it eats the counterspell. Nope. Hey! Breya wins the Battle of the Four Color Commanders. Ooh, we got a Toski. At least we can do a minus. I got a great Toski video, by the way. You should check it out after you watch this. Yeah, this is a keeper. Ramp, ramp, ramp. And a friendly opponent. Hello. Not today, Potato is their name. And how many of us have said not today, Potato? So I almost want to do a Marionette Master here because next turn I can Arcane Signet into Ironcrag or vice versa. We are going to fabricate. Explore. Went ramping. Went ramping like the Dickens. Well, you're not the only ones who can ramp, opponent. Guess we'll attack with the 1/1. It'd probably be wise just to trade at this point. I don't think the Kami does them much good. The Breya or Breya's apprentice. There's Breya. Ranger class makes a wolf. Holding up the 2 green mana. Okay, level 2. I guess that was worth saving the Kami for. Prismatic Vista. We'll get a blue or a black. will decline to flip the Iron Crag. Fast turn. Breya is here. She might be queer. We don't know. She is a little strange. She's got that Tezzeret thing with the stuff going on. Oh, opponent. I'm sorry. But I kill your commander and you take 2 damage. Surely you saw that coming, opponent. Oh, now they're reading Breya. What? She can do that too? People don't read that far down the card. Yeah, it's a 4/4. Make some Thopters. They can sack to do some stuff, like 3 damage to a player. No big deal. And the tap land right now. Let's fly you for 1. And how about a Wormcoil Engine? What do you think of that? That's what they think of that. We are player La Breya. La Breya Tar Pits. Up against Hulk. Marwyn the Nurturer, so that's probably busted. Arid Mesa, I think, will help us fix our lands here, so keep that. We might wish that we had a bit more land. The opponent's going to be ramping up a storm. That much we know. I think we just portable hold this. Try to keep him slowed down. Question is, do I go get blue-black? I think I do, just so I can play the Mechanaut. Oh, I can't get blue-black, though. Try to get, what should I get? I mean, I could get a Triome. Got a lot of red. Let's do red-blue. Make our artifacts cheaper. And just hope we draw black later. And Marwyn is now an 0-2 defender. Probably doesn't slow their deck down that much. They're probably just still going to try to overrun us with elves. And we're going to be in deep doo-doo if we can't draw some lands here. They're going to harmonize. Card draw in green. Okay, well, that's kind of fun. That lets us play the Cranial Ram. Just a 2-mana 4/1. Probably want to put that on the flyer. We don't want to let them just block with Marwyn. We're 1 mana away from just casting Imskir. Ronus' Monument. Here's the Empath. Gonna go get a huge creature. Probably gonna be Crater Hoof. Usually is. Yep, it's the Hoof. They got a Hoof. Okay, well, we need a land, but I meant an untapped land. Alloy Mirror. No, I'm just gonna scry for more lands, I think. We can Yan Yansen. Or we could start beating down with the Cranial Ram. I think maybe just want to... We'll fly in for 2. And then possibly sack that, but I guess nothing we want to do with it this turn. If we want to strict Serenade something. Circle the Dreams Druid. Go for the Empath. Sylvan Ranger. That's a big Empath. They're building up to the hoof. I guess we need to keep up strict Serenade to stop the hoof. So oh, we could block. And then sacrifice an artifact creature. Now it's a 5/1. Got one of their creatures off the board. Scene of the Krimen. Alright, well. Very cheap Imshkir. And, oh, we drew a bunch of cards. I forgot that I can do that. We could play Breya, then we don't have the Serenade. So I think we'll just pop this on... We pop this on Yan Jansen. And then just pass the turn. I don't think we want to commit too much to the board. I think we're in for a X equals 5 White Sun's Twilight. They're continuing to build up their board. We tap this for 4. Oh, they're going Great Henge. Annoying, but I think we'll allow it. And do I sacrifice a non-creature artifact to make the artifact creature tokens? Probably not. We're at 19. Starting to get there. Opponent is playing around the counterspell. Okay. I think they're going to make their move. They're about to make a move. Bishop Oasis. Counter that behemoth. And I think the White Sun's Twilight is going to be all they need. I know we're holding back Breya, but hopefully she can close it out for us. Let's see. No artifacts we really want to sacrifice here. Raffine's Tower. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Got more than enough for the White Sun's Twilight. So I think what we do is just all attack. If they don't know a board wipe is coming, they know now. Oh, right. Maybe we shouldn't have all attacked. They can start rebuilding with old Marwyn. Well, Marwyn was going to get killed anyway. X equals 5. Opponent taps a lot of mana. But yeah, pop this on a Thop. They're going to be in Trubadubs. I don't know what their last card is. It's Court of Calling, okay. Well, they may still be in it, depending on what they can Court of Call. They get a Beast Whisperer, they're going to draw some cards. They're going to try to draw their way out of it. I think we might just try to burn them out here. Well, it's got all the mana in the world. Yeah, please just draw some lands. Turn can end. Oh no. Well, we're very unlucky this was their last card in hand. Very unlucky indeed. Okay, and now they get to draw more cards for every creature they cast. Sure. Dwynen's Elite. They might just be able to kill us with this Beast Whisper. Okay. Attack for 10. We can't block. Alright, maybe we're going to use the gain 5. Let's see. Opponent now has 6 cards in hand and 17 life. Any way to make these guys flying? We need some way to make them evasive. Really matter what we play. Do this. I really feel like they can't be allowed to untap with that board. We got to get rid of Leaf Crowned before they untap. Preferably Beast Whisperer too. I don't think we have the mana though. Plus It's a blood token. And okay, well that actually brought Beast Whisper into now we have no more mana. But they still can draw from Great Henge and gain life from the Great Henge and draw from Guardian Project, so I think we're just dead. I'm gonna scoop it up here. It was a worthy effort. Breya, responsible taxpayer, up against Go Shintai of Life's Origin. The Shrine Commander versus the Artifact Commander. Well, we don't have two of our colors. Well, we can get them with Flooded Strand plus Arcane Signet. I think we'll keep this. Man, if we can stick Joyra, that could be pretty sweet. We need red-black. Oh no, we can't get red-black. Unless we do a tri-land. Even then, I'm not sure we can do it. So we're definitely going to need a red. Let's get the Sacred Foundry. Let's keep it ramping. Get an untapped land. We got Breya and or Joyra and or Karn. Opponent, Raugrin Triome. No green mana yet. Thinking hard. Hello to them. Hey, it's a commander. Okay, so they potentially have counterspell magic up. Let's just go Joyra. Okay, that resolved no problem. And Palower 94. Maybe had a bad hand, but we'll take it. There's the win. Stick around for the win rate stats. Okay, well, 4-1. I wasn't expecting Breya to do that well. I mean, I knew Breya could be pretty decent, but going 4-1 in just under 1 second, under 30 minutes. That's not the screen. Here we go. Yeah, just the one loss to Marwyn, which was actually pretty close considering if they hadn't been able to Court of Call there, if their last card had been something else. We might have squeaked that one out too and gone 100%. We did get some early concedes, which happens. But yeah, having removal on your commander is pretty good. Otherwise, you know, I think the mana base can probably be tweaked some. Probably don't need this many of the tap indestructible lands. I think we have a few too many tap lands. I was also testing this deck on my phone. That was one my thought in the games I didn't record. And then, I don't know, there's weird stuff like Alloy Mirror and Jan Jansen that maybe you don't, if you maybe want more removal and stuff. I think I'm actually missing a Mind Stone, so you could throw that in instead of one of these eggs. But other than that, it's just a fun deck. I can see why Breya has endured. So thanks for joining me here in the attic. This is Mana Dad reminding you Magic is a game so fun, even dads can enjoy it. Now watch these other fun videos that YouTube thinks you will like.